Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how you come across to others. So this topic was actually inspired by a client reading of mine. If you're watching this, you'll know who you are. Let me know who you are in the comments. Like, you can comment down below and I'll pin your comment if you want. But basically, she asked this question, and I thought it was really a good question. To see like how we come across to others. This disclaimer I want to say is this isn't necessarily you at your core. So, if some things aren't accurate to you as a person, this is mainly just like how you're coming across to people with the way you're speaking, your body language, all those things. And they kind of contribute to how that person is seeing you. So that's what this reading is going to be about today. So we have 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Chrysocolla crystal. For pile number 2, we have lemon chrysoprase. And for pile number 3, we have red jasper. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So hopefully by now you have picked a pile for yourself. If not, you can pause the video. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose this Chrysocolla crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how you come across to others. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. However, if you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please click the subscribe button. Also, what I want to say is a disclaimer if you didn't watch the intro. This is just how you come across to others. This isn't necessarily who you are at your core. People could come to these conclusions about you based on your body language, the way you speak, the way you kind of are to them, if that makes sense. So if some of the messages aren't accurate, it could just be maybe like a misunderstanding or miscommunication of like how you're showing up in that way, or maybe how the other person perceives you based on their own perception, right? So before we get started, I just want to say if you do want to book a personal reading with me, I am taking my last bookings for November. So if you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box below. After that, I will be taking a break from personal readings. So I'm going to start out by shuffling the Britney Spears Oracle deck. Get 5 cards from there, and then after that we'll take a look at the Crystal Magic Tarot. So Spirit Guides of pile number 1, you have the Fashionista as your first card. Spirit Guides of pile number 1, how do they come across to others? So the first card you have is the Blue Jean Queen. I have no idea why I was drawn to this deck for this reading, but let's see. We have the Femme Fatale. We have the Artist in the reverse. One more card, please, for how they come across to others. And we have the Perfume Queen. So, when you meet people and you're interacting with people, people always think you smell really good with the Perfume Queen. With the Fashionista, people always think you look very good. Even the Femme Fatale, you could come across as extremely sexy within the way you look, regardless of your gender. You could come across as extremely beautiful or handsome, but also you have the sex appeal about you that makes people desire you, that makes people want you in more sensual ways, if that makes sense. You always appear dressed nicely and dressed to impress. You could also come across to people as sort of like a trendsetter in the way that you dress or in the way that you do your makeup or your hair or whatever you resonate with. It's like I see people wanting to take inspiration from the way that you dress, because you could have creative ways of dressing with the artist here, but since the artist is in reverse, maybe you aren't necessarily considering yourself a creative person, but other people could consider you a creative person because of the way you dress, because of your creative ideas, and they find the way you dress inspiring. So you could come across to others as like a little bit of a fashion junkie, I want to say. Like somebody that loves fashion, somebody that's always dressed nice, somebody that's always impressing people with the way that you dress. And the best part of it is you also always smell good. So like whether somebody's hugging you or just walking past you, you always just smell incredibly good. There's also something about your personality matching up to your face and like the way you look. I hope that makes sense, but like what I basically see here is, you know how some people, they can look or dress in a certain way, or their look has a certain aesthetic to it, but their personality is completely opposite to the way that they look. So for example, let's say somebody dresses up in this aesthetic that appears very like whimsical in nature. I'm thinking of what is it called? Like a witchy type of vibe or aesthetic, but then maybe in personality they're very grounded and they're very intellectual, and you know, it's very opposite to the way they dress. You're not like that. You are like, you come across to others as the way you dress and your personality and the way you look matches each other, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, but that's kind of what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards now. So with you, since you're so attracted to others, I see people more so focusing on the look and the outer appearance when they first meet you. And that's kind of what I'm getting from these first cards, but let's see what else comes up. So spirit guides of pile number 1, spirit guides of pile number 1. How do my pile number 1s come across to others? So you do have the 2 of Pentacles with Bloodstone. So you appear to others as somebody that is very grounded, very like balanced and stable. You seem like somebody that has financial stability as a result of maybe the stuff you wear, since the card is opposite the fashionista. So, you know, people maybe make assumptions that you have financial stability of your own, that you have independence, that you have been working for a long time, and that maybe you work very hard for your money and you like to spend your money on things that are nice for you, like clothes, or maybe that you love shopping. You love to treat yourself with the money you earn because you work really hard to earn that money. So you deserve to spend that money on things that are nice for yourself, whether that be taking yourself out to a nice restaurant or a brunch, or you know, going shopping or whatever it is. People see you as somebody that works hard but also plays hard and enjoys spending the money you earn on things that feel good to you, things that make you feel good and make your day better and brighter. So next we have the Wheel of Fortune with Serpentine. So you seem to come across as the type of person that has always inspired others, and people could think this is part of your purpose or what you're meant to be doing here in this lifetime, because the Wheel of Fortune relates to our purpose, our fate, our good luck, opportunities that come our way. So people could make these assumptions about you that maybe you have pretty privilege or handsome privilege or whatever. Like maybe you get certain opportunities that come your way as a result of your good looks, as a result of you always looking presentable and good. And when you look good, you feel good and you just attract better your way because you're feeling good. So you're in a higher vibration energetically because you feel good about yourself. You feel confident. So you're attracting more people, places, things that you do want to attract. You're attracting more good luck your way. Things like that. That's what I see with the Wheel of Fortune. But I see that some people could assume you have pretty privilege because of this. But I also see that people could think that maybe part of your purpose, excuse my voice cracking there, maybe part of your purpose has to do with inspiring people, being a trendsetter, being somebody that's incredibly unique and like thinks outside of the box. You know, maybe you do this in your career where you have ideas and you think outside of the box. That's kind of like the assumptions they're making about you based on how you're coming across to them. That's part of like what you're meant to do here. You know, set the trends, think outside of the box, show people something new that they've never seen before, whether that have to do with anything in life, not just like with the way you dress, but anything in life. So next we have the Four of Cups in the reverse with pink highlight. So with the snake here opposite the femme fatale, this represents you coming across to others as somebody incredibly tempting and alluring, where people think that, it would be incredibly hard to get bored of you because of maybe like the sexual tension people have with you, where there's like nothing to get bored of. It's always spicy. It's always like something to look forward to, but also not just like with the sexiness and the passion and things like that, but it would be incredibly hard to get bored of a person like you. That's how you're coming across to others, because you seem to be somebody really fun. You seem to be somebody that's really unique, that thinks outside of the box, where you're like a rare gem, if that makes sense. And it's very rare to come across a person like you. So there's always something exciting and new to learn about you. There's always exciting, fun times to be had with you. And that's how you're kind of coming across to others. Like, it would be hard to get bored of you. There's always good conversations to have with you. I'm being shown Elle Woods from Legally Blonde, where she has, beauty and brains. And I feel like a lot of people could see you as somebody that is quite beautiful or handsome, yet also intelligent at the same time. So you have the best of both worlds. And as a result of, people seeing you as somebody that's probably a hard worker, as a result of the good quality clothes you have, they naturally assume that you work hard, that you make money, that you have financial stability of your own, that you're independent, that you go for opportunities that come your way, so maybe people assume that you're very busy and that you have a busy schedule. And so because you're more selective of who you spend your time with, maybe people think other people appreciate it more as a result of that, because you're not always available to them. And let's say in terms of dating and love, because you have your own independence and you're not always available to them, you're not in this energy of chasing after them or being in this like energy of like, I need to see you, or desperation. So you're attracting better quality people your way, and that's kind of like how you're coming across to others, that you're attracting better quality people your way. You're attracting the types of people you want as a result of having your own independence and like doing your own thing and not giving off a vibe of desperation. So you're actually attracting better people your way and better opportunities in dating and love, and that people that date you are always going to have a good time with you, like a fun time with you, not just like in the bedroom, but also like having a friendship with you, because again, you come across as somebody that's incredibly fun and charming. So it's like, if people think if I had to date you, I'd probably have a good friendship with you as well. We'd probably have great conversations. We'd probably have inside jokes, laugh together, things like that, because you come across this way. You have the Queen of Wands showing up next with Tanzanite. So although you may not think of yourself as somebody creative, people actually think of you as somebody incredibly inspiring, creative, unique, like you think outside of the box. People see you as somebody very confident within yourself by the way you come across. So even if you don't feel that confident within yourself, other people think you are confident within yourself. With the Queen of Wands, other people think that you know your worth and that you won't just settle for less when it comes to dating, love, friendships, but maybe even opportunities. Like, you know what you want out of life and you go after it. And that's how you're coming across to others. Like, you're not coming across as like this wishy-washy person that doesn't know what they want. You come across to others as like, I know what I want, I'm self-assured, I'm confident in myself, and I'm going to go after what I want, and I'm going to get it, and I believe that I can get it. So you come across to others as extremely powerful in that sense. And then the last card you have is the Five of Swords reversed. So I will say that some people have a hard time trusting you, where they might feel a little bit suspicious of you at first because something about you feels too good to be true. You also come across to others as incredibly like emotionally intelligent, and like you know how to be calm within your emotions. Um, like you come across as somebody that's chill within your emotions and grounded, and like you don't let your emotions get the better of you. You don't come across as somebody that's like extremely reactive, if that makes sense. But because you have all these great qualities about you that people assume you have based on how you come across, some people feel like you're too good to be true, or they don't really know if they're being deceived, where they feel a little bit suspicious at first. But I think once they get to know you a little bit better, they start to see who you really are, and they start to see that they can trust you. People definitely feel like they want to see you more and more. And I do think as a result of you being so sexy, you may also attract a lot of jealousy from people the same sex as you. Because of this competitive vibe that I'm feeling of like, I'm kind of like judging you in competition with you because I don't want you to like I don't want you to steal attention away from me or something like that. So with the Five of Swords reverse, I don't feel like you're in competition with other people, but as a result of this, you may come across as somebody that maybe experiences a lot of jealousy, or like you find it hard to maybe make friendships because of that. So, like, maybe you come across as somebody that's incredibly discerning, where you don't just like become friends with somebody on the first day, like, you really take your time to get to know them. With a perfume opposite this, that's how I'm picking up on this, because when you spray a perfume, it maybe like lasts one day. Um, Maybe it will last more days if it's a really good perfume, but obviously we shower and bath every single day. So, yeah, it's going to last one day. It's just like one quick spray. So, what I'm getting from that is it takes time to get to know you. You're not just going to trust one person in one day. You're going to have to see if they're consistent. And that's kind of what I'm getting from that. You also come across to others like a very patient person, since you seem to be somebody that really takes it slow when it comes to dating, love, relationships, and friendships. Like, you seem to be somebody that doesn't mind working and taking your time as well, and just like enjoying the work you're doing and not rushing through it. Like, you give this vibe of like, I'm slowing down and I'm really enjoying the present moment rather than rushing through things. And that is how you come across to others. So I do hope this reading resonated with you, pile number one. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose this lemon chrysoprase crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how you come across to others. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. So my disclaimer for this reading is this reading doesn't have to be accurate to who you are at your core. This is just how you come across to others, and like maybe assumptions they're making about you based on your body language, the way you're speaking to them, etc., etc. Maybe even sometimes projections, or they're based on their own perception of you. So that's kind of what I want to say as the disclaimer. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I am taking my last few bookings for November. After that, I will be taking a break from personal readings. So if you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box below. So you chose the fitness fan. We're going to go ahead and shuffle some cards from the Britney Spears Oracle deck. And then after that, we'll pull some cards from the Crystal Magic Tarot. So I was like sitting here at my desk, and I heard somebody jump into the pool like next door. So you could come across to others as somebody that loves to go to the gym, that loves to swim, maybe even Like maybe someone here surfs or loves to swim, or maybe you seem to come across as somebody that like is into sports or does professional sports, or like works in a career where you're very active. Like maybe some of you work in the fitness kind of career field or sports career field, or maybe you just come across as somebody that loves to be active through your daily life. Like maybe people see you walking around on long walks every day with your dog or whatever it is. Or maybe you just have a really good looking body that looks fit and healthy, where people just assume these things about you. Or maybe they've actually seen you do these things. Like, let's say you post on Instagram and you post a selfie at the gym, whatever it is. It's like people could make this assumption about you based off that you're just like a very active person with a lot of energy, and you're not really like somebody that sits at home and does nothing. That's kind of the assumption that's made. People could also see you as the type of person that is very energetic, has a lot of energy of your own, like, and maybe somebody that's like a health fanatic, where you love to eat healthy, you love to take care of your health. Something about that's coming through. I'm seeing matcha tea, so maybe you could come across to people as somebody that drinks matcha, or like sits at a coffee shop after exercising, like with your friends. Like I'm seeing an energy like that. And I'm also seeing somebody get married where they're holding like a bouquet of flowers and they're about to throw the bouquet of flowers. So people could see you as somebody that could potentially be married, or marriage material in some way, like based off the personality traits they see in you. Or they could just like think you're already married, like assume you're already married. So we have the professional. So people could also think that you're somebody that's very ambitious, that you're somebody that like has a lot of energy, life force energy to achieve things, and you want to achieve things, and you want to meet or reach your goals, and you want to like become better within your career and constantly improve, and that's how you're coming across to others. You could also come across to others as somebody that wants to be financially stable, wants to have children of your own with the goddess here, since she's pregnant, wants to get married, have like, everything you want in life. Where there's like this ambitious energy of like, I'm gonna get everything I want in life. I'm gonna get everything I desire in life. So you have the goddess, you have the halftime superstar, and these seem to like come across to others as like ones you've had since childhood, since we have the little star. Or maybe you want like children of your own with the little star, where you would almost like, you come across to some people as like the type of mother or father that would be or is somebody that would always compliment your kids, praise your kids, tell them you really did well today. I'm so proud of you, all those things. Maybe that's important to you, to bring up your children in healthy ways. With the fitness fan, we think of health. So maybe it's important for you to have healthy relationships with your friends, with your partner, with your lover, with your spouse, with your children, things like that. And you're going to make sure like you always communicate to them in a way that praises them, that's healthy, things like that. So that's what I see there. You also have the living legend at the back of the deck. So you come across to others as somebody that's going to leave your mark on the world, as somebody that's going to be like seen or recognized or known for something you're doing, or like something you're talented at, where people are almost gonna like praise you with the goddess here, where people are almost gonna like not worship you, but you get what I mean. Like how you see celebrities being almost like worshipped. It's not like that, but almost like that, like where you will be celebrated for something you do, something you're talented at. So you come across to others as somebody that's going to leave your mark on the world, and somebody that's talented, and somebody that's extreme in some way, but in a good way. Like I'm seeing somebody that's adventurous, that loves going hiking, that loves to do like extreme things that are adventurous and kind of like spontaneous and fun in a way, or like you come across to others as somebody that would want to travel regularly and see the whole world and see all those beautiful places and take photos of them. So I'm seeing that. You also come across to others as somebody that would make a lot of success within this lifetime, within your career, where you'd be known for that and celebrated for that. You also come across to others as somebody that really pushes yourself, that really motivates yourself and others to become the best version of yourselves, right? So people assume if I was to be pile number two's friend, they would motivate me to do things even when I'm feeling unmotivated, you know. Like if I was pile number two's child, if I was having a bad day at school, they'd probably like comfort me and tell me, you had a really bad day today, but tomorrow will be a better day, and like encourage me and uplift me. So you give off that kind of vibe of like encouraging and uplifting in some way. And you also seem to be somebody that would make a lot of money in this lifetime. I also hear the word yapper. So you also come across to others as somebody that's very chatty and talkative. Like you always want to talk all the time. So that's how you come across to others. So let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards now to get more information on this. So while I was getting your tarot cards, pile number one's cards kind of like fell here. So if you were drawn to pile one, then please go and watch it. But if not, that's okay. So the first card you have is the Five of Pentacles in the reverse with malachite. Okay, how did they come across to others for pile number two, please? We have the Queen of Pentacles with gold, and I find it so incredibly funny that it is opposite the professional. So you come across to others as somebody that isn't going to struggle within your career or your finances. Like you're really going to find success within your career. You're really going to find like financial abundance within your career. And even if you don't see that yet, the goddess here also reminds me of the Empress card, which is also a card of abundance. It's like you come across to others as somebody that either is already abundant or will have abundance in this lifetime. You also come across to others as somebody that has your own independence. Like even if you're married, you have your own money to kind of like go back on in case of emergencies or in case you need it. You come across to others like that. Like you have independence, but then you also can be taken care of in a way. So it is 222 on the clock, and I'm hearing shared assets as well. So you seem to be somebody that has financial stability of your own. And if you have or are struggling, that struggle isn't going to last very long. That lack isn't going to last very long with the Five of Pentacles reverse. Or you could come across to others as somebody that has never struggled with money ever. So take whatever resonates to you. But this is just how you're coming across. And you seem to be somebody that is almost like destined to make a lot of money. That's kind of what I'm getting. Even the fact that we have gold here, it's making me think of that. So the next card you have is the Eight of Swords reverse with Sunstone. You come across to others that seems to be like you seem to be somebody that has gone through struggles in your own life previously. That seems to have had lack in your life previously, but now you seem extremely content and like whole, and you seem to have liberated yourself from things that kept you stuck or things that made you feel powerless or like a victim in some way, where you are now taking back your power from those situations. You're now freeing yourself from whatever has kept you stuck, and now you are free. Now you are liberated. Now you are, what's the word I'm looking for? Empowered. That's the word I'm getting. I'm also getting self-love for someone here, when maybe you struggled to love yourself in the past, but now you're learning to love yourself, like create a healthier relationship to yourself, not just others. And you seem to be somebody that was once stuck but is now free. And you make other people feel free whenever you're around them. Next, we have the Knight of Swords with Copper. So you seem to be someone, again, that is ambitious, that really like has a lot of energy to do things. You seem like that type of person that walks fast, that talks fast, that is just like go, 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 go. Like you have things to do, places to be, people to see. That's how you're coming across to others. And like you love being busy and doing things, and like that's kind of the vibe you're giving off. Also ambitiousness, like I spoke about before, but you could also come across to others as somebody that is learning to control your reactions, or think before you do, or think before you speak. That won't resonate with everybody, but for somebody here, for some of you, it's the opposite, where maybe you've hidden your reactions from people, where you seem unnecessarily calm in certain situations where people would expect you to be angry. Because I'm hearing that Instagram reel, and it comes from somewhere. I know I've seen it before, but it's like someone's asking, "Are you mad?" And then the person's like, "No, I'm not mad," but then like their voice sounds mad. So there's something about like either you that like reactive, or like the opposite side of it, where you hide your reactions and you keep it inside and you stay calm even when it's a situation where people would expect anybody to get angry in that situation or react fast, but you keep that reaction inside and you keep calm and you kind of hide that emotion away from people. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Interesting. You also come across to others as somebody that's constantly trying to make changes and improve your life. Make changes to the way you're doing things, make changes in general. Like you seem to be somebody that like is constantly transforming and growing and bettering yourself. Very motivated pile. Knight of Wands reversed. You come across to others as somebody that has always been this way ever since you were a child, or ever since you were younger. But you also come across to others as somebody that wouldn't push your children too much. So what I mean by that is, let's say you have children, like, yes, you're going to motivate them and tell them you can do anything, you can reach your dreams, if you want this you can do it, like all those things. But you're also not going to push them too much where they think the only way I'm going to be loved is if I get good grades, or something like that. Like you don't come across to others as somebody that's going to push your children too much, or push the people around you too much where they feel like they have to achieve something or they have to do it, but you will still motivate and uplift them. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is. You also come across to others as somebody that's extremely consistent with what you do. So let's say you go to the gym, you're going to be consistent. You're not just going to be like making a resolution in January and stop going in February. So I'm just using that as an example because it's coming through. But even if you don't resonate, this is just how you're coming across. Even when it comes to your work, like you come across as consistent with whatever you do, with your goals. Like even when you don't have the motivation to follow through, you still show up anyways and you do it. You also come across to others as somebody that's extremely affectionate, that loves physical affection, that's very nurturing. Maybe for some of you, you struggled with it, but like you're learning to open up to it. But maybe for a lot of you, you are a very affectionate person just naturally, and like maybe something about giggly or giggles or like laughter. Like you seem to be somebody that's always laughing or always enjoying yourself. And you seem to be somebody that's a good judge of character. Like you really just know things before they happen, or you can see things, you can see through people, you just know things. So you're very intuitive, but I don't think people think intuition. They just think, how does this person know this? So this is what I have for you, pile number 2. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, one last message before I end off. I'm actually getting this when I was getting this when I said bye. you come across to others as somebody that is going to have money for your children. Like, let's say your children want to go to university, you're going to have money saved up for them. And even if you don't have all the money in the world, like, you'd make sure you save up money for your children, that they can have a good future, you know, things like that. So that's what I see. I really hope this resonated. Bye. Hi there, my pal number threes. If you chose this Red Jasper crystal, then this is your reading. Your crystal in the card matches my nails, which is really cool. But anyways, we're going to be taking a look at how you come across to others. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. My disclaimer for this reading is this is just how you come across to others. This is not necessarily who you are at your core. So if some things aren't accurate, it could just be projections people place on you, assumptions, or it could be like you coming across some way, like with a miscommunication with maybe your body language or the way you're speaking, or based on their perception of you, like them misunderstanding you. So that's what I want to say is this disclaimer. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. I am taking my last bookings for November, and after that I will be taking a break. So if you don't want to miss out, you know what to do. We have the Badass for your card. We're going to be taking a look at the Britney Spears oracle. I just dropped all my cards on the floor. But that makes me think maybe that's a message for you. So you're first going to use the Britney Spears oracle and then the Crystal Magic Tarot. But what I'm basically picking up from that is maybe I feel like you're coming across as somebody that would drop anything for the people you love. Like, let's say you're at work and someone you love phones you and it's an emergency, you'll drop everything you're doing for them. So I'm getting that. Or like, let's say you're busy with something and something important comes up, you're going to drop everything you're doing and go take care of that important thing. Like, you have your priorities straight. But I'm also getting clumsiness from somebody. Like, I just picked up this deck and then the other deck fell down. So I'm also getting clumsiness for somebody here. And with the red here, I'm getting like people could see you as somebody that's extremely powerful, that is extremely in touch with your sexuality, and you're empowered within your sexuality. You come across to others that's as somebody that is badass in some way, very courageous, very fierce, very fearless in some way. And you come across to others as somebody that will just say what's on your mind without really caring what people think of you, if that makes sense. You're just expressing yourself as you are, but you come across to others as somebody that's extremely like incredibly secure within yourself. You also come across to others as somebody that is really focused on your career, since she's wearing office clothes here. And like, you come across to others as somebody that's smart and capable, and like, if you have your eyes in anything, you can achieve it. For some reason my nose is starting to itch now. I don't know why. We have the showstopper. So usually when my nose itches within a reading, I take it as like a spiritual message that someone is afraid to feel something. So either certain people start feeling things towards you, romantically, sexually, whatever it is, and then they're afraid to feel that, or you could come across to others as somebody that's sometimes like afraid to feel things and get vulnerable, speak about your feelings. But other than that, you're quite fearless. So you have the showstopper, the living legend, the dancer, and you have the movie star. Okay, so I'm going to read these in a different way just from my intuition. With the dancer here, you could be somebody that has really nice legs. You could have a body that looks like you could dance, or you could be very good at dancing. Let's say you go out to a bar or a club and you're dancing and people are noticing you and they really like the way you dance and you seem to be having fun and you seem to just like be putting on your own show there. And it kind of like feels like you are just expressing yourself without any fear of what people think of you. Like, people kind of get this impression of you that you seem like that type of person where if you're just going to sing in the car, you're just going to sing in the car while you're driving with people. You're not going to be shy. Or let's say you're at a club, you're just going to dance. You're not going to be shy or care about what people think. That's kind of the vibe I get. I also hear Cheap Thrills by Sia. So you seem like the type of person that doesn't need to drink to have fun, that doesn't need to like spend money to have fun. Like, you're kind of just vibing there on your own. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. You also come across to others as somebody that has a lot of energy or is just vibrant in nature. And with all the purple here, you could be extremely spiritual or in touch with your intuition as well. But you're also grounded at the same time. Like, you could be one of those spiritual people that don't just believe in like working on your third eye and your intuition, but also believe in, spending time in Mother Nature, like spending time outside, in nature, grounding yourself, because those things are important, and balancing out the two. You could also come across to others as somebody that's hardworking, but not only hardworking, whatever you do, like, you impress people. You put on a whole show of your own, metaphorically. So let's say you're just working in the office, but you do a really good job where it impresses people. And that's what I'm getting from the showstopper. Like, let's say you host a party or an event, or let's say you're hosting at your home like a get together. Maybe you're going to impress people with the food you make. Or let's say you bake, you impress people with the food you bake. Let's say you impress people by the way you dress. Whatever it is, it's like people are almost shocked by you because they don't underestimate you, but you exceed their expectations from what they were expecting from you. Because they do expect something good from you, but then you exceed their expectations, and that's what I'm getting. And with a living legend, you could come across to others as somebody that's very memorable, as somebody that, like, you stay in people's minds forever. Like, it's hard to forget you, it's hard to stop thinking about you, and people could maybe obsess over you in some way very easily. You also come across to others as somebody that is almost like an ambivert, or like sometimes you like spending time at home, chilling, watching movies, series, but then sometimes you like going out and having fun with your friends. You like to balance out the two and not just like have one over the other, if that makes sense. You could also come to across as to others as somebody that has a beautiful smile or handsome smile, or just like a smile that lights up the whole room, or there's something unforgettable about you and your smile, and like maybe you make other people smile. You also come across to others as somebody that like replays your favorite movies or your favorite music, like when you listen to it on repeat, or watch the same movies you love, like your comfort movies on repeat. Maybe not after each other, but like you can watch them again and again and again, or your favorite series. You also come across to others as somebody that's like not shy at all, that's like really confident, that's just like putting yourself out there. That's kind of the energy you're bringing to people, whether that is you or not. You also come across to others as somebody that can bake or cook well, or like you seem to be somebody that like would love to bake or cook or do little things for the people you love. For example, I'm seeing an acts of service love language, so you could come across to others as like somebody that loves to do little things for the people you love, that show how much you care, where you try to make their lives easier in some way. You also come across to others, for some of you, as somebody that already has children of your own or wants children of your own, with the mother at the back of the deck. And I'm also getting that you could come across to others as somebody that's like well liked and well respected in the community or around people. Like, it's hard to not like you. Even if I had to try to force myself to not like you, you're so likable and so lovable that it like, even if I just disliked you, it would be hard to dislike you. And that's how you're coming across. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull your tarot cards now, and let's see what comes up there. So one thing I do want to mention, when the cards fell on the floor, the High Priestess was on top. So maybe this pile could be very spiritual or very intuitive. And very open about spirituality too. Like, it feels like you're very authentic to yourself. Like, if you like something, you'll just kind of like say it to everybody, or you'll be very open about it, and you're not gonna try to like hide it or be embarrassed about it because you enjoy it. So say for instance, you like something that is a little bit unconventional, or not everybody is into that, but like you aren't embarrassed about it. You kind of just embrace it. You embrace your authenticity. I feel like you come across to others as somebody that's secure in yourself, because you seem to be somebody that doesn't care if people like you or not, doesn't care if people accept you or not. Like, you're just being yourself, and that's why you come across to others that you're secure and like you authentic to yourself, if that makes sense. So spirit guides of pile number 3, spirit guides of pile number 3. How do they come across to others? There's also something about sexiness, about the body. Like, people are very drawn to your body. We have the Two of Cups reverse. So whether this is true or not, you could come across to others as somebody that's not focusing on relationships right now. I'm hearing relationships are a distraction. I have goals. I have money to make. I have things to do. Like, I have things I want to achieve. Maybe you're focused on your career right now or your studies, and so you're putting relationships on the back burner, especially romantic connections. Or maybe some of you are healing from a previous relationship, and you're deciding, okay, right now I'm just going to work on myself, improve myself, heal, and I'm not going to focus on romantic connections right now, but if one comes into my life, I'm open to it. I'm not like shutting it out. Or maybe for some of you, I'm getting like aromantic or asexual, or like not really looking for a relationship, but like you're open to it. So take what resonates. In terms of like romantic relationships, we have Eight of Pentacles with Zoistite. You also come across to others as somebody that, like, let's say you are in a relationship of your own, you're not going to stray far from the path, or you're not going to be tempted by somebody else, and you're just going to have eyes for only your partner. You have the Sun with citrine. You have the Two of Swords with obsidian. And you have the Five of Wands with selenite with 2 extra cards. So you have the King of Cups reversed with sugilite, and you have the Page of Wands reversed with apatite. Okay, so I'm getting that you could have been in a relationship with somebody that was very toxic for somebody here. This won't resonate with everybody, but this person consistently put you down and made you feel bad about yourself, and just like made you feel like you weren't good enough. And I feel like this person made you lose your spark. You know, when you see somebody dating a person and they were like this very energetic, bubbly person, and like they had a spark within them, and then as soon as they start dating that person, they start becoming dull, they start losing their spark. I feel like people have seen you lose your spark either due to a relationship or due to things you are going through emotionally. People also think you come across to be somebody that doesn't like fights. With the crystal selenite, this is a crystal of clearing since it's under the Five of Wands. So this represents you being that type of mediator, or you wanting to clear up disagreements as soon as they happen, where maybe some of you could even lean into over explaining or over fixing, if that makes sense, like after a disagreement, but it's just because you want to make sure you're cool with the person. That won't resonate with everybody, but for somebody. But you dislike conflict. You come across as somebody that's a mediator, somebody that wants to clear things as soon as they happen. Like, you don't want to go to bed mad. Let's say if you're mad at your partner, whatever it is, you don't like disagreements and like resentment to build up over time, where we just sweep things under the rug. You also don't avoid conflict, but you also don't like conflict, if that makes sense. But you understand that sometimes we need to have those hard conversations and not sweep things under the rug. So you make very good decisions for your life, and that's what I see. Um, and people could see you as like this very happy-go-lucky person. And people could also see you as somebody that is creative for some of you with the sun. People could also see you as somebody that's hardworking, or you could work in a very unconventional career, or like you could do something that's unique in some way for some of you, or you could do something you absolutely love that is like fun to you. Whereas for others of you, I'm picking up like maybe you have a hobby that you love to do that makes you so happy, but then you also have your career. So I'm picking up on two different energies, and then I'm picking up that people could see you as the type of person that maybe attracts a lot of jealousy away. People could assume you're popular amongst others, but you also attract jealousy and competition very easily, even though you're not competing with anybody yourself, because you seem secure and happy with yourself. So that is what I'm getting here. And it seems like you make really smart decisions, where you always seem like one step ahead, if that makes sense. Like even when people try to compete with you, you always seem one step ahead, and you always seem to like make decisions that align to you and what you think is best for you, not what other people think is best for you. So, let's say somebody does give you advice, you are gonna listen to it with an open mind, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna change your decision just because they gave you that advice. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you know what's best for you. And I feel like a lot of you operate on that mindset, or at least you just come across that way. Maybe some of you could even come across as stubborn, but in a good way, of like, I know what I want. Like, you're not going to tell me what's best for me kind of energy. So this is what I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.